Welcome back in with King Family to another F1 Clash video, and we're here for our Lunar New Year's event boost guide for the opening round and the final round coming up tomorrow and Sunday. Alright, so we're going to be giving you the best boost picks for each races, so you could select your correct boost for each track to get the most points that you possibly can. Me personally, I have moved to start saving boosts. So I won't be using boost in my qualifying round or my opening round videos. I'll be only using boost in the final rounds to push through, get the best score possible in the finals. All right. So with that being said, let's jump into our first track of the opening and final round, which is going to be Brazil. All right. So Brazil. Let's draw for my notes here. For Brazil, we see corners and speed is the main feature for Brazil. Boost that gives you corners and speed will be the boost to use. Like, for example, a boost that gives you speed is like the instinct, though it does not give you corner. I don't think there is a specific boost that gives you both corners and speed together. I think there's only a boost that gives you grip and speed together. Yes. So what you have to do is go for one boost with high corners and one boost with high speed. All right. So I would recommend, like, when you qualify your driver in the front, you give that boost, that driver the boost with high corners because he's already in front, and the one with speed, you put the speed in the back. All right. So give the drivers in the back the speed and the drivers in the front the corners. All right. Let's move to our next track. Our next track is going to be Australia, and it's going to be 14% chance of rain at Australia. And Australia seems to be the only track with a percentage chance of rain, so I expect it to be wet. Or it possibly might be dry because it's 14%. Alright, so from our notes, we see Australia dry requires corners and grip. And if it's wet, it's going to be require corners and speed. Alright. So if it's wet, you want to go for corners and speed with wetness ability, and if it's dry, you want to go for corners and grip. All right. So a boost like the Taurus that gives you a small amount of corners, but it makes up for it in the tire management section. It gives you a lot of tire management. A boost like the Eagle that gives you a good amount of tire management and a good amount of grip is a good boost for your dry Australia race there. All right, so I would recommend giving one driver something with high corners with tires, and the second driver something with high grip and tires, like the Eagle on the second driver, and you can give your first driver like the downforce here for corners and boat grip in there. All right, or if you want to go down and go for like the Kawaii on your front driver, and then for your second driver, you could go for the Eagle there. All right. So next one up is gonna be Bahrain. Bahrain is also corners and grip. So same method that used in dry Australia in terms of boosts. You could use that same boost setup for Bahrain. All right. And as I said, because we're selecting boost with some form of tire management in there, it gives us a extra chance to push those laps a little bit faster or get a little extra out of them if we're going a little bit slower. All right. So after Bahrain, the next track is going to be France. All right. And we see France dry. So France is going to be corners and grip again. So you could go back and use the same boost for Australia, Bahrain, and France if it's the same dry conditions. All right. So you could go ahead and use those. The Nazar also is another good boost that it gives you some good grip there, and it gives you tire management. All right, so you might hear me drawing up a little bit as I'm still a little under the weather. And as if you're looking for grip with wetness, then you see the Frost there is a good boost to go to. All right. All right, so the next track up after France is going to be the United Kingdom. And the United Kingdom now moves to corners and speed. All right, so you could go with one driver with good corners and tire management, like the Taurus here. Uh, and then you could go with one driver with good speed and tires, like the dead fast down here, speed and tires. Nice. So you could go with like the dead fast, and you could go with like corners and tires for your second driver, or you could go street shark, something like that, lumberjack, something like that, if you choose to, for the United Kingdom. So it's corners and speed. All right, next track up is going to be Austria, and Austria is also going to be corners and speed. So the same boost that you use for United Kingdom, you could use for Austria. If you want, you don't have to show tire management in there on Austria. You definitely need to show tire management in there for the United Kingdom, but for Austria, you don't really need to go for tire management. So you could go for raw speed, like the fireworks here, for Austria. And then you could come back with one driver with like the downforce here. That gives you some form of corners with speed, with that tires to help in the back there. Right. If you're gonna go for like the tires, I would recommend give the back driver the tires and give the front driver the raw speed and go with it from there. All right. So our next track up is gonna be the Netherlands, and for the Netherlands, we see its corners and grip. And the next track after the Netherlands is going to be the Hungary track, and we see corners and grip again working for Hungary. Now, Hungary and Zandvoort is a, you could go full completely corners and grip for Hungary and Zandvoort, or you could split the strategy there. You could go with like this boost down here that gives you grip, and the Vice boost that gives you grip and speed. You could go with that. That gives you some form of grip with a little bit of speed in there, if you want to throw that in there. Or you could go with the Kawaii that gives you grip and corners high. All right, so you could go with boosts like those. Or if you want to go for a little more conserved kind of play, you could go for a boost with some form of tire management in there, like the Street Shark down here. Though it does not give you any corner or any grip, the Street Shark should be good for Zandvoort down the back straight there when you're trying to go to the inside line to overtake, as it gives you overtaking and speed. So it will push your driver to go down in the line and pick up those positions. However, in the slower parts of the track, it's going to be a lot slower, as corners and grip will get you through those portions of the track a bit faster. All right, so you can mix it up and see how they work. Any track with some form of long straight, you could always throw in a little bit of speed in there, and they should work same way as the corners and grip would work. All right, so that's basically going to be it for this one. Use code word super sale to let me know that you made it to this portion of the video. Really appreciate you guys who watch the full videos, for all your support, and look out for another video of Rebel Racing coming out a little later on. I'll catch you guys in that one. See you. Peace.
Shout out to Marco Pedrana, Vid Mantis, Christopher Graves, Alfredo Jr., and Touch My Dilly.
And they say if we'll only avoid any confrontation